computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
Hello dear listener, and welcome to Life Through a Prism with your host Rob Tierney, episode 82. In this episode we're going to take a look at an article from qnews.com.au entitled UN Renews Global LGBTQ+ Rights Mandate. What do you need to know? This is by Laura Kofriod, dated 8th of July 2025. The only UN role dedicated to protecting LGBTQ+ people from violence and discrimination has been renewed. We break down what you need to know. What just happened? On July 7th, the United Nations Human Rights Council voted to renew the mandate of the independent expert on protection against violence and discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, or SOGI, the only position within the UN dedicated specifically to LGBTQ+ issues. The resolution passed with 29 countries in favour, 15 against and 3 abstaining, following a global campaign supported by over 1,200 NGOs across 157 countries. The vote means the independent expert, currently South African human rights scholar Graham Reid, can continue the work for another 3 years. So what does an independent expert do? Put simply, this is the UN's watchdog for LGBTQ+ human rights. Created in 2016, the independent expert investigates discrimination and violence against LGBTQ+ people around the world. They document human rights abuses, advise countries on reforms, work with UN agencies and amplify LGBTQ+ voices at the highest international level. In practice, this has included investigating the impact of anti-LGBTQ+ laws such as criminalising same-sex relationships, visiting countries to assess conditions on the ground, releasing detailed reports on global trends from forced displacement to lack of legal gender recognition. Why does this matter? This role is crucial for keeping LGBTQ+ issues on the global human rights agenda, especially at a time when rights are under attack in many regions. Reid also drew attention to the growing and deeply troubling patterns of forced displacement based on sexual orientation and gender identity in his statement. Equality Australian Legal Director Heather Corkill said the mandate, quote, plays a vital role in ensuring LGBTQ+ people can live free of discrimination and harm and helps us realise our common dream of a better, more equal world. Injustices against our communities continue in every corner of the globe, including here in Australia, where religious schools can legally fire teachers for being gay or expel trans students, Corkill said, end of quote. The UN's decision is a symbolic and practical step in reaffirming that LGBTQ+ rights are human rights, and that all countries are accountable under international law. As ILGA World's Executive Director Julia Ertz summed up by saying, "The renewal of this mandate is a spark of hope in a time when reactionary powers worldwide are trying to dismantle progress that our communities fought so hard to achieve. Now the independent expert will be able to continue leading investigations, advising governments, and pushing for legal reforms to protect LGBTQ+ people worldwide." So who backed it? The resolution was brought forward by 6 Latin American countries: Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico and Uruguay, and co-sponsored by 50 others, including Australia. Supporters included Germany, Kenya and South Africa. Several African nations and Qatar voted against it. The USA, which withdrew from the Council under Trump, remains disengaged. Australia is not currently a member of the UN Human Rights Council, which comprises 47 member states, are elected for staggered 3-year terms, which means they do not have voting rights in council decisions. This is why, while they did not vote, they were able to express support through co-sponsorship. Had you heard of the LGBTQ+ rights mandate from the UN? I have to say for myself, before reading this article, I was not aware of its existence. Do you think that something such as this can continue to bring positive change, or is it something that has no bite but is more symbolic? Would love to hear your opinion. Let's have a conversation. Before I finish today's episode, I would just like to ask, if you have enjoyed this podcast and enjoyed the free content I create, could you please give a like and consider subscribing? The podcast is not only on Spotify, but Apple and YouTube as well. So now the podcast is a webpage, and the links to all these will be in the show notes. I enjoy creating this content for you, and it helps me to be motivated to continue to make content in the future. Till next time, take care, and bye for now.